This YouTube Shorts model only using AI made me $8,000. And I want to be completely transparent about how, because the way I do it is going to sound almost stupid. It only takes 30 minutes a day, no face, no team, only using AI. I don't even show my face on the channel. It's just me, my laptop, and AI doing about 90% of the work. And doing this, I was able to generate $8,000 a month pretty consistently. Now, I know this sounds like every other make money online video, so I'm going to do something different. I'm going to screen record my exact 30-minute daily routine step by step. I'm not going to be hiding anything, and by the end of this video, you'll be doing this yourself, or you'll know exactly why it works. But first, I need to tell you how I got here, because 1 year ago, my life looked nothing like this. I was 17, working around in 95-degree heat, sweating through my clothes, drinking 2 gallons of water just to survive the shift. I'd come home covered in dirt or dust, super exhausted, with nothing to show from it but just making $1,000 a month. And that was my best option because nobody would hire me. Not retail, not fast food, nobody. I genuinely thought I was cooked. I already accepted. I was just like, this is my life. I'm going to be slaving away, earning $1,000 a month every month. So I went back to doing something I used to do for fun, YouTube Shorts. Something I already quit once just because I thought it was a waste of time. I gave myself 1 month, 1 channel, daily uploads. And the first month I earned around $300 from 3.9 million views. Not exactly life-changing, but I just kept going because I made myself a promise to upload daily and I continued doing that. And by month 2, I was able to scale up to $2,700 in a single month from 25 million views. And after that, I was able to make even more channels and I started scaling. And my second channel earned me consistent $2 to $3K every single week. Not month, but every week. And that's just to show in 30 days, I was able to triple my earnings from when I was working hard, breaking my back for $1,000 a month to my second month with YouTube Shorts earning $3,000 a month. And then later on, I was able to earn that every week. And I was able to do this just by working 1 hour a day from my bedroom. That job that was supposed to be my future gave me $1,000 a month and sent me home dirty. But the waste of time that I spent 1 hour a day from my bedroom gave me my life back at 17 years old. Nobody teaches you this in school. Nobody tells you the path they designed for you was going to set you free. Just functional enough to keep going back. And here's what really gets me. Right now, people my age are being told to go to university, spend 3 or 4 years, $30,000 to $50,000 in debt to get a piece of paper that qualifies you for a job. And that job that you get is a 9-to-5 job that in 5 to 10 years, AI is going to take over it anyway. So the system is literally asking you to go into tens of thousands of dollars in debt to train for a career that the same technology that everyone's panicking about is going to make redundant. You're basically paying to get replaced by AI. So what's the smarter move here? The smarter move, instead of spending $30,000 learning how to work in a system AI is going to automate, spend a fraction of that time learning how to use AI to build your own income. One that doesn't disappear when a company decides a robot can do your job for $0 a month. And if you already have a job and you're watching this, I'm not telling you to quit. I'm telling you there's something you can run in 30 minutes a day, before work, after work, or even on your lunch break, that can quietly build an extra $2,000 to $5,000 a month alongside everything you're already doing. Your job pays you to show up. YouTube pays you while you're asleep. Those two things can exist at the same time. So I'm going to walk you through my exact daily routine through these 4 phases. The whole thing takes around 30 minutes, and phase 3 is the one that does 80% of the heavy lifting. Most people who fail skip this step entirely. I didn't even figure it out until I've been doing this for months. But with AI, it takes about 18 through 30 minutes. So let's start with step 1. Find your angle. Phase 1 takes about 5 minutes and it is the foundation of everything. This is where you figure out what you're going to post. Most people do this step completely wrong. They sit there trying to come up with ideas completely from scratch. That's like showing up to a test without studying and just hoping you know the answers. It doesn't work. Here's how I personally think about it. Imagine you're a DJ at a party. You don't just play random songs and hope people dance. You look at what's already getting people to move and you play your own version of that. YouTube works the same exact way. So here's how you do phase one. You're going to want to find a channel, and here are the things you're going to want to filter it for. You're going to want to find a channel that gets consistently 100,000 views or more per shorts on average. Then the channel has to have 100 million views or more across their entire shorts channel. And last step, which is the most important, is that the channel has to be repeatable and easy to recreate their videos. So for this checklist, all you have to do is go onto YouTube and start scrolling until you find a channel that meets these requirements. So this is the very first scroll, and I see an AI commentary channel. And he is doing AI fitness commentary content. And this is very repeatable. Let's look at his content. So you can see he has 20 million views, which is not that bad, but he only has 58 videos. So I would say that's actually pretty good. But one thing that's bad about his channel is his views are pretty inconsistent. So this is not a channel that we would want to recreate. All right, so after a bit of scrolling, we found a channel called Hectic Sherlock Gaming. And what they do is they post basically commentary videos of just like a sentence that they like introduce what the video is about, and then they let it play out. And you can see almost every video has over 100,000 views consistently. And if you go over to their channel, you can see that they have 3 billion views on their channel, which is really good for the amount of videos they have. So this is something you could definitely repeat. So let me show you how. So we have to do something similar to him. We can either niche down to something else and do a different niche. So for example, he's only doing gaming content. We could do something like only gym content or only interesting items. It's really up to you and what you want to stay consistent in. I would definitely recommend niching down and not doing just random videos. I would definitely recommend uploading in a certain niche. So that could be gaming videos, gym clips. The more specific, the better, because you'll stand out. But just for this example of the video, we're going to do the same thing he does. We're going to go on TikTok and search up gaming moments. So I found a clip of this streamer. I think y'all know him. His name is Jinxie, and he does streaming and he plays games a lot. So you can actually niche down. You can do AI commentary of gamers who are streamers, and just that could be your entire niche, because this guy, you can see he's just doing random gaming moments. And if you niche down to like streamer gamers, that could be very good as well. So we're going to go ahead and take this video and we're going to download it through tickdownloader.io. So now we have the entire video over here, and we're going to download HD. Make sure you do an HD, make sure it's the best quality, because that's going to help the best. All right, so now we're going over to phase 2, which is the script formula. And this is actually very simple. You're just going to want to basically make an introduction to the video. I know some people who make AI commentary throughout the entire video. There's a lot of people who do that. But if you're doing something like this niche, you only need like an intro and a CTA at the end. Or you can even just have an intro. CTA is call to action, and that's basically asking people to subscribe or comment. It would be something like, what did you think about this video? And you would add that at the very end of the short, and that would cause people to comment. That is called a CTA. For these, I don't think we're going to need a CTA. We're only going to need an intro. And we can take a look at his videos. His intro is very simple.
You can be a hero.
And if you want to know more about this script formula right here, make sure to check out my scripting video. It's on my channel. Just click on my profile and check it out after this video. For the intro, it's pretty simple. Just watch your video and just kind of be creative and just kind of summarize what the video is going to be about, or tease what the video is going to be about in the first couple seconds, and then just let the clip play out. So I would write something like, this streamer crashing out on his mom gotta be the funniest thing. That's literally all you gotta write, and that's enough to keep your content transformative. Now you're gonna want to take this, go into 11 Labs and just paste it. And make sure you're on V3 mode just because it sounds the most natural, and find a voice that you like. Once you do that, just click generate speech and you should be good.
This streamer crashing out on his mom gotta be the funniest thing. This streamer, I must not fear. Hey, are you looking for a fashion engagement? So guys, there's one. There are usually. Welcome back, Jesse. Who doesn't? So guys, there's one day a year where the airline will actually pay you to fly to Cancun, Mexico. Watch to the end, and this streamer crashing out on his mom gotta be the funniest thing. This streamer crashing out on his mom.
This streamer crashing out on his mom gotta be the funniest thing.
Once you have your voiceover, just go ahead and download it. And now it's time to move on to phase 3, which is obviously the most simple, but takes the most practice. And this is what's going to take most of your own time, and it's going to take time to practice. Also, if you want a whole editing breakdown, make sure to check out my channel. I have a few tutorials about CapCut editing videos, but I'm going to break it down in this video as well. All right, so just go ahead and download CapCut on your phone, on your PC, Mac, Windows, whatever you're on. I think you can literally get it on anything. That's what's so good about it. It's definitely not the best editing software out there, but it is definitely one of the easiest to learn, and you can get good at it pretty fast since there's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube. And like I said earlier, there are a few on my channel as well. Make sure you guys check that out. It's a bunch of free value. I'm not trying to sell you anything, so check it out. But basically, once you have the dashboard opened, you're just going to want to click create project, click on import, and grab the two files we have, which is the video and the voiceover. Then this is going to be super easy after this, right? Make sure obviously first you click on ratio and make sure it's at 9:16. Then what that guy did in the beginning of his videos is he had like a blur screen with big captions on the top, and I'll show you how we can do that too. So go ahead and go to your video and cut out a moment that's as long as the voiceover, so about like this long. Then you can just drag this forward and drag it all the way back out so it kind of loops back to the intro. Then this part you're going to want to mute fully and drag the voiceover a little bit like that so it starts earlier, and you can also split where it pauses and overlap it just so the flow is better, so it'll sound like this.
This streamer crashing out on his mom gotta be the funniest thing.
And what you can do is, instead of blurring it, you can actually show kind of what's going on. Because one thing I don't like about that guy's hooks is just a blur screen with text, so it's not very engaging. So what you can do instead is kind of show the action of the video. I'm going to show how he's screaming at the screen, and I feel like that's really funny, and we can just make it look better. So I'm just going to go ahead and full screen this entire clip. I'm going to keep that on the bottom, and then we can go ahead and duplicate it, drag it towards the top, then click on the top one and just drag it towards the top above his face cam. And then you can also add a mask. So we're going to click on rectangle mask, make sure it's pretty centered, and then you can do that. Basically, we're just trying to cut out the actual gameplay from his face cam. And then we can just go back to basic and make the scale a little bit bigger and just keep it on top of his head. And you can see there's a big pause here before the action starts. So we're just going to cut off a little bit. And the next thing what we're going to want to do is start adding some effects to this video just to make it even more engaging. So I would create a compound clip of these two together. So now it's one project instead of two. And we can add an animation in the beginning just to have some like motion on the screen. So click on animation, click on in. And I would do something like zoom 2 and then make the duration 0.3. Next thing what you can do is add some sound effects. So I'm going to go in here and find the awkward moment sound effect, which is one of the best ones for the intros, and just play it right in the beginning of the video.
This streamer crashing out on his mom gotta be the funniest thing.
And then you're just going to let the video play out. Also, what you could do is if the video is too slow paced and you feel like a lot of people are going to drop off where the silences are, is you can just cut it and then split where all the silences are and just do this throughout the entire video. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can also make some parts louder so it's easier to hear. All right, so we cut up the video. You can see there's like no more silences in here anymore. Evened out the volume. And now the last thing we got is to add the actual text, like the captions. So go over to text, click on auto captions, and go over to generate. Now I would drag the captions in the center, then go over to animation and click on captions. I would do a 1-word animation, 1 or 2 words max. Don't do like whole paragraphs. So I'm going to click on color bounce. I think this one looks pretty clean.
This streamer.
But now this looks pretty small. So one thing I would do is go over to text and then just make the scale a little bit bigger. Then I would click on preset style on the stroke and then make that around 50%. Then I would also go to shadow and just put the opacity down. Last thing what we're going to do is change the font. So you can literally choose any font you like. I like doing something like Montserrat. I think it looks clean, and then we should be good. So once you have the clip, you're basically done. You don't need crazy amount of editing. That literally took me so fast to edit. Like once you get good at this, I guarantee this entire process from finding the clip, writing an intro, and then editing would take you definitely less than 30 minutes. I could probably do this in 20 through 15 minutes. So once we're done, just name it something like related to the video and make sure it's at 60 FPS and you should be good to export. Now we're going to move on to phase 4, which is continuing generating infinite video ideas and scaling your channel. Because once you make a few videos, you're going to start running out of ideas. You're going to be like, oh shoot, how do I continue doing this? And I actually have a really quick, and guys, I have a really good solution for this problem. Go over to saturaai.com. And this place has a lot of tools. It can be a little bit overstimulating when you just open it, but there are a few tools on here that will help you a crazy amount with your channels. And my favorite one is the chat. So go over to the chat and you'll be able to connect to your channel in the top right here. This is just one of my old channels that I monetized on the channel before I did like an everyday live stream. If you guys want to, you can check out the series. It should be in the live streams. But basically, I just plugged that channel into here and I'm able to ask,
what are some available streamer clipping and commentary videos I can make on my channel that will get views and have enough
ideas to daily upload. So you can do very specific questions and it'll literally tailor it to your channel. It'll look at all your past videos, it'll look at your analytics, and it'll also tell you your trust score, which is the most important thing. And it'll be able to tell you what to post, what not to post, what to do, what to daily upload, what kind of ideas to post. But basically you get it. So I'm going to go ahead and ask it that question. It's going to generate a response. And basically, and there are people who used this AI app to basically get monetized just by using like the chat feature, the virality lab, and just using all these features to their advantage, causing them to get monetized just from doing this. And you can see it's giving me a lot of ideas. It's looking at my shorts. You can see a lot of them are 16 to 30 seconds long. And it's showing me that a repeatable format like streamer clipping with AI commentary could be really good. So you can have a format of what just happened. So you can literally ask a question with the AI voice. It would be like, what just happened? And then you show the clip of something that happens. Or you can do something like chat made him do it. So you just say, that one time when chat made me do something crazy. And then you would show the clip. And it's just showing a bunch of other things we can do to get views.
We can ask something like, okay, with this plan, how can I go viral in 30 days and earn money?
And it's going to look at my channel again and look at my past chats and it will give me a solution. So you can see first is you're going to want to have a format assessment. So first thing you can tell it's telling me to do is 30 days upload streak, don't miss any days. And it says why it matters. Your channel is, and it says some things why it matters, what I change. Also it tells me to pick one repeatable format and don't mix formats. This is very important. And this is what I tell my students in my community is to batch test things. You're not going to want to switch formats even if you're in the same niche every single week. If something's not working, you're going to want to test it out for a month to see if it's even working. You're going to want to make every clip transformative. This is a very important step. You're basically going to want to add voiceover because if you don't, you're not going to be able to monetize. And there's just a lot of other tips this is going to give you, but I would definitely check out Satura AI. I'm going to leave it in the description. It's going to be like the second link there. Definitely check them out and let's just continue with the video. I'm not trying to waste your time. But yeah, I basically gave you guys the entire breakdown of how you can start an AI channel that prints you $8,000 a month only using AI and how this can take you literally 20 to 30 minutes a day. Now I can sit here all day and talk about my results, but now let me show you what it looks like for people people who aren't me. People who had zero experience, zero following, and zero idea what they were doing when they just started. Jax was stuck in what we call 30,000 view jail. He was getting decent views but not earning any real money. I fixed his packaging and his monetization approach, and in the next month he was able to pull $8,083 from one single channel. Now he's running multiple. Caleb had a full-time job. He built his channel before and after work. He followed the exact routine that I just showed you guys. He earned $1,408 in his first week of getting monetized. He never missed a day at work and he never showed his face. Felix had nothing. No channel, no experience, no idea where to start. Zero. He went from zero to monetized in 45 days. And Lucas posted one short, 21.6 million views after that. And it wasn't luck. It was correct pacing, angles, and structure. And then there's Ethan. 84 million views in a single month from one single channel. Let that sink in. 84 million. Now here's what I want to say to whoever's watching this video. And is thinking, that's great for them, but I don't think I can do this. And the truth is, most people don't fail at this because it's too hard. They fail because they never start. And they never start because somewhere deep down, they're waiting for someone to tell them it's okay. Waiting until they feel ready. Nobody gave me that. I was 17, not able to get a job, working at a construction site. And I just decided to learn this and find out myself. And that's the only thing that separates people who make money from this from the people who just watch other people make money through YouTube shorts. It's not talent, experience, and it's not connections. It's just the decision to start before you feel ready. There's something nobody talks about when it comes to making money online. It's not the algorithm. It's not the editing. It's the fact that nobody around you gets it. You're sitting there in your room at midnight, trying to figure this out while your friends are doing normal stuff. You can't really talk about it because the second you mention YouTube or AI or making money online, people look at you like you're crazy or if you joined some kind of cult. That was me for years. I was laughed at, written off, doubted by people who were closest to me. And the worst part wasn't the doubt. It was having nobody to ask when things weren't working. I didn't have anyone to ask who has actually done it. I just had forums, random videos, and trial and error for months. That's exactly why I work with people one-on-one. Not because a course would be easier to sell, but because having someone by your corner, but because what actually changes things is having someone in your corner who's already made every mistake that you're about to make. Someone you can actually talk to. You shouldn't have to figure this out alone. I did, and it costed me years. If you want help with this, the niche, the tools, the system, all of it, one-on-one, the link is in the description. That's the fastest way to skip the trial and error and start getting results like the students I just showed you. And if you're not ready for that yet, that's completely fine as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because I put out videos every week, breaking down exactly what's working right now. Not what worked 3 years ago, but what's actually working right now. 30 minutes a day. That's it. That's the gap between where you are right now and where Jax, Caleb, Felix, Lucas, Ethan, and every other person that I just showed you in this video where they are right now. The only question is whether you're going to keep watching people win or whether today is the day you'll actually start. You're allowed to do this. You don't need a degree, a boss, or anyone's approval to make money in 2026. Start now and start before you're ready.